And we are back here. It is going to be a best of 3, it turns out, and B4 walking into this with a pretty dominant map advantage. Now we'll see if that could be answered back from Corinthians here and now. On Dust2, it's going to be their map pick. And running up towards the middle. B4 trying to make quick work of this one.
Okay. Glock's able to instantly find 3 openers and put B4 on the back burner here. Still wanting to go up catwalk, so you've got to keep taking these fights. And as they all unwind, W1's put us back to a 1v1. And if there's anybody who you didn't want here, if you're the Corinthians, it's Showtime. Not because of his inability to frag, no, but because he has no armor. Aim punch going to play a big role here, but as he moves up catwalk, he's got to take the headshot angles. W1 not necessarily full committing to this angle just yet. They both exchange glances, but Showtime, with this little bit of space and leeway, decides to take his business elsewhere up catwalk. And he's just going to go ahead and get this bomb down. Play the post plant. W1, he's got a kit, but he doesn't have a smoke or anything else. So Showtime, what he does could very much so impact the round in the grand scheme, but he's recovered a USP, and he's going to try to play this at long range, going all the way deep.
He planted it for plat here, and so Showtime getting himself in a very prime position. Issue is W1 does have a kit. Maybe that'll come into question, whether or not he can stick to this defuse. Nonetheless, W1 does have to make a move on here. He's starting to get a little bit antsy in time. Showtime just jiggling in. What does he spot here? Flash going to go out towards long, and now he's going to start to stick it here. Showtime, it's all a matter of landing the shot. He needs to connect it. And it's a bit awkward. He's hitting the back, but he can't find the kill. B4 going to rob that pistol away. What a play from W1 as well.
Oh, well done, too. As soon as he spots him out in that corner, he knows, look, it's not an issue of finding this kill. It's an issue of getting 5 seconds back on the board. And he throws that flash in, forces him to at least waste a second or two on just ensuring he doesn't get blinded up by it. And then you don't have enough time to get that kill at long range. So damn smart from him. And with it, they take themselves a really good pistol.
Yeah, that's lovely stuff. Beautiful work being done right there from B4 to win it. Interesting that Corinthians going for a half by here, though. Oftentimes, we do see them go straight for the investments, especially with the bomb plant. This time around, they're pretty confident maybe to get those rifles out first things first. Didn't work out for them on Mirage either. In fact, it didn't work out at all. So, I guess maybe they're just trying to avoid that same fate.
And that fate's going to take them up catwalk. Suplex sat on the corner with the FAMAS in hand. This scout, I mean, look, I've seen too many times in these past couple of days scouts be counted out and just find miraculous headshots out of absolutely thin air. So I'll hold my words for now as they look to aim on a 5-on-5 retake. I mean, this is really risky, I think, for B4. Now you got to play this at long range against what could very well be a couple of lucky deagle shots. Scout just looking for tags on bodies, connections.
No pressure up cat either. What's going on here? Delboni nails a beautiful headshot on the inbound, and they're getting collapsed in upon. They have no catwalk presence, so they're able to just strike down from the players working up the ramp. But a great flash is going to enable some sight control. And this is where everyone comes dropping. Denoco, the only one left standing left. He pulls out the scope, but jumping. The Moss is going to finish the job. No kit.
No kit!
Oh
no
my god.
Way!
Oh, they didn't pick it up.
My god! There's no way. I mean, that's something that just happens in the heat of the moment. You don't necessarily notice it until it's too late, but holy Jesus, B4. That's going to be a heartbreaker.
Good lord. I don't know what on earth that game plan was either for B4. How do you give them that much control right there? Not a single person interested in stepping up for a defensive. Maybe they thought there was more bite to that buy, honestly. But that's a huge victory right there for Corinthians. Sure, you save a couple of rifles, but you didn't come into that round expecting too crazy much. ZQK, rather. Gonna get dropped, or gonna drop one early.
Honestly, though, this damage might be worth it. Like, you take a look at some of these health bars, and you've got ZQK and Showtime so damn low.
That you do. In terms of holding on to this, though, it's going to be a whole different story. Wilson getting flashed up towards long, but there's a player deep in towards pit. All you have to do is run away. Now you have a huge headshot angle advantage on the Reelson. Oh, it shouldn't go your way. This fight definitely shouldn't be favoring them, but it looks like it just might. They're able to get out of dodge. Another player put on low margins here. And it gets scarier and scarier as time goes on for Corinthians, yet still holding on to that man advantage at the moment.
I don't know if you're hearing this too.
Oh, what's going on?
I mean, you'd think they'd be using TeamSpeak. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, yeah, I got a voice enable 0.
Lucky. I mean, they're chatting up a storm here, bro.
Alright. Oh, my God. Spot
I'm
things
interested,
out.
bro. I'm invested. I'm invested in the comms.
Those smokes being thrown in here, coupled with the molly. Not sure where that was supposed to land. Okay, it allows them to smoke down, get some early aggression going on forward here. But Dinoco on high HP has to step it up. A one-way
17
smoke's going to
seconds.
drop him here quickly. You're right, time is of essence here. CK Zhao going to trace him straight through the smoke. That's a beautiful kill here. They've got a player covering the CT spawn push as well. So all is looking very solid. They're trying to land the jump shots, but they cannot connect. One player tucked in towards car. Eventually, head will be taken off. Low HP bars trying to escape. There's Medios, but I feel like they have a real good grasp on this round now, 2v1, and they'll just finish the job.
Feels unfortunate, too, because they were banking on it being planted for Catwalk, and if they had just kooky spotted the actual mid-sight jump, then he was one bullet from dying. Like, and there wouldn't have been time to get that bomb down past him falling. Like, that's insane how close that round comes down to, and B4 kind of getting unlucky. Oh, wait. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they're talking in-game. They just called themselves a tech pause. Maybe their team speaks down.
Yeah, probably. Great adaptation right there, I will say. Way to use your resources.
Why?
First, I was a little bit confused as to what you're referencing, because I didn't see any coaches in the server, and sometimes, you know, in like ESEA, you can talk to your coach in dead chat, but I was like, this is an RMR, so if they were doing that, they'd be in trouble.
Hey, man, who's keeping track, you know? Don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Imagine enforcing the rules. Like, geez, man. Get a grip.
Definitely some team streak issues in the mix there. Hopefully get that resolved quickly.
So, in the meantime, I've been meaning to ask you a question, Exner. So, I'm really intrigued what it's like living with no females. And I was wondering what a day in the normal life for you is like.
You need some sleep, man.
I do.
You're out of control.
I mean, it's just the dreams formatting into reality right now. The voices are chirping up. Ooh! Hold that. Nice little ding.
Nice shot. But round's gonna be Corinthians' favor, no doubt about it. So this start here is solid, given the pistol not going their way. They're building up a lot of money as well here. I mean, this round's a lot cleaner than the last, which is crucial. And there you go, 2 players around Xbox, both sides of which, but both go down, and Corinthians win the round. About as clean as it gets.
Oh, the rifles are coming back out to play. Big boys start to chirp up in the server and start talking back, but there is no AWP. That's something worth of noting. And B4 kind of have to reformat this defense. Maybe go in with a bit of a different approach, considering they haven't really done anything aggressive.
Yeah, nothing too crazy aggressive. In fact, it's been a lot of passive plays so far with B4. Giving over control towards Catwalk right in that one round where they just tried to play a 5v5 retake and then didn't leave themselves enough time. We've seen them, you know, a couple of times try for this aggression towards lower. In fact, that's what they're going to do, collapsing in. ZQK has been pretty sharp here.
Not sharpen up, though. Matteo's got his number.
It's a big pick. He's going to clear out upper as well. Probably going to force their hand up in towards this A side at the moment. Like a lot of presence here up catwalk. They've actually snuck by Medios' line. Not for long, though. That's going to be the alarm bell. And there's a war on two fronts. Del Pony. Yeah, bomb's going to go down for sure. There's no way past it here. Last alive on the site. It's a flawless sweep from B4 to answer things back.
And that's what I'm saying, B4, as soon as they actually start getting a bit more aggressive, take some fights and get in the face of the Corinthians members, it just kind of seems like they get caught with their pants down past that opening pick, right? I mean, you can't really consistently expect Matios to... who was it? I think it was, what? Del Boni lower? Who whipped a couple of shots? I mean, who knows if that kill goes their way consistently, but with it, they really used that space to their advantage. They held on a lower for the whole round. They played around it up catwalk and made him take first contact. They gave up long, but that was fine.
Fine indeed. Happy to give up that control if you at least take some sort of space elsewhere. Right, that's a good sign from B4. Not keeping up with their old ways in terms of just giving up free control here. And again, we see them give up a little bit of long control, but that's unconfirmed. Instead, they're going to set up a beautiful catwalk setup here. It's going to be very solid, but ZQK setting up a decent little flash as well. No one's playing dodge flash. Everyone's turned their attention. Smoke for the molly and forcing the player off the perch here. On the fadeaway, though, Showtime going to find one.
Absolutely meaty nade, though. It's chunked up the damage on a Danoka, but it still seems like they're weary of Torny's presence chilling behind this smoke. 58 seconds. Time is going to be of the essence. Flash comes back, and one player was playing dodge flash, but he didn't want that to be Danoko, considering he was the lowest of the bunch. The handful of your players, he was the only one that couldn't really compete when it comes to a 1v1 aim duel. Still 3-on-3. They pulled this back, and you've even got a backstab being attempted here from Del Boni, getting ready to creep out of tunnels, and he picks it up at the perfect time. Sells the seed of doubt into the heads of the B4 team, who don't really know what the play is going to be from this point forward. Bomb spotted up catwalk, but he has an avenue to go in whichever direction he'd like.
Yeah, this round has some limitations on it, and yeah, Suplex not able to land the adjustment in time. Corinthians strike right back. The round of their own. Flawless sweep, though, in the round prior is going to leave B4 with a question ahead. Do they want to go for a buy, or do they want to go for maybe a half purchase here? That's probably the best of the situations that they're left in, right? You go for a little bit of Deagle's upgrades. You can make this round a bit scary, but you can leave yourself enough room to work with in the next. We got a Zeus Deagle armor for Tyranny. I'd love to see. Oh, love to see that. Nice shot from ZQK.
He throws over the Zeus. See that? I don't know what he was going for, but the Zeus is on catwalk.
Ooh, and they're going to do... Oh my god. Massive shadow advantage, but CK is now able to take a step ahead.
What was he cooking, man?
She had a Zeus there. Oh.
I don't know what mattered all that much. I totally expected that jump above the smoke, too. Like, Suplex is literally aiming for that to come in. Bomb's gonna come up catwalk, though, and I don't imagine much is put back up on a counter defense. Still, Deagle doing some work, right? There was a world where if he had picked up another there, then it would have gotten a bit fearsome, but Matios, try as he may, he's only got an unarmored AK, and you've gotten some leeway in CT spawn. Hold on a second. You connect a beautiful headshot on a Showtime, and all of a sudden, you're definitely going to give this one a go-ahead, but on 5 HP, I think you're just better off keeping this rifle into the next round.
Yeah. It did come down to if they can find that kill into ZQK, right? If he didn't make that escape, that would have been bomb dropped on catwalk. It would have been a 1v1 with no armor for Medios, so not the prettiest of occasions. You don't really expect a round win, but nonetheless making it scary here. Giving yourself a chance, and like you had said, it's going to be the fall off. He's going to hold on to that rifle. Try his luck in a future round. But you can chalk that one up to good damage with what little you had. Even with like a pretty deep man disadvantage, so not too bad.
You even gave yourself a chance to actually take that round too, so that's even more in the benefit of B4. But like we keep saying some of these rounds and how good they look for B4, but they're not actually converting. And that's something to worth noting because Corinthians just keep extending this lead further and further. And while I will say from what little we've seen from them, I think we can comfortably say it's their CT side that's their weak spot. But if you take this massive lead on the T side, if you go walking into that defense with like a 10-5, 11-4 lead, it's going to be difficult to close out.
Oh, yeah. Definitely is the case right now, and Corinthians are looking to do just that. It was that, I mean, CG side was a bit abysmal for them versus Arctic. So like you said, maybe that scoreline is going to be necessary. But we're far from the end of this half here, and there's a chance for B4 to actually answer things back, especially with how they're looking on this gun run. Once again, a couple of these rifle rounds just so handily go their way, but other ones, it's polar opposite, right? They're very mobile, they're very proactive all throughout the map, and I think a couple of these rounds kind of come down to, you know, do you find this opening kill or don't you? Because they're taking a lot of risks all throughout the map here. Oh.
Really good info, but not good enough. Denoco decides to take it in his advantage and jumps down into CT spawn. Not even looking for more. Offer dropped over at long. Now they might even reconsider where they want to try to go. Reelson is the last line of defense here. He'll take the long-ranged angle. The flash comes high. Denoco spots his head over in pit, and he continues to trudge forward, looking for even a third pick, man. I wouldn't test him right now. He's on a hot streak, and he taps away for it, too. Frag to come back, but Matios, little does he know, ZQK is all the way pushed up in CT spawn. Trade will not be found, and W1 will give it the good old attempt.
No kit. CK Zhao. ZQK, man. Gonna be jump spotting if CT spawn is taking contact. Jiggle Peak is gonna bait out the op shot. Nice coverage from Showtime, though. Never getting things out of hand. Corinthians gonna grab a 6 and 5v3. Goes their way thanks to some heroics from Denoco. That was a pretty fiery round from him.
And they keep losing these rifle rounds in very stead fashion. Like, the question in my mind is, when are they going to change it up? Like, they wasted so much map control. Corinthians, they had control of middle. They had control of catwalk. They had control of long. B4 are doing nothing to counteract this.
Not at all. I mean, again, I see some mobility in the CT side. You can see them taking space as a unit. They grab, you know, an opening pick here and there, and then they start to make their moves all throughout the map. It's actually like a very proactive defense that I love to see. I think Corinthians, though, are doing a very good job. Maybe more so on an individual front. Denoco probably had a bit of a round rate there to shut things down, because that looked like it was going B4's way all day. Denoco kind of threw a wrench in their system by just nailing some beautiful shots, and maybe that just comes down to B4 maybe needing to buckle down a little bit when they grab those advantages, because Denoco just had so much control towards catwalk, and that was because everyone's attention was towards long for a brief second.
Something's got to change with this defense, man, for B4. Like, what was once super aggressive, in your face, and untamable aggression on Mirage has turned to pacificity, and the Corinthians consistently winning most of these engagements. The adaptation's just not there.
No doubt. You definitely want to be converting on 5v3s as well, so the fact that they couldn't close that one out is gonna haunt them a little bit here. Delboni and Denoco both stepping up here. Everyone dropping towards the cat, man. You do have your riflers stepping up in a big way. There's a couple of kills to be made of this round. Here an AK retrieved from W1 and probably going to be off to the races to save here.
Yeah, already called in. And the Corinthians, they're not one of these teams that are necessarily known to try to hunt them down. So, yeah, about par for the course. Again, just keep your hands on this rifle. Maybe look to do some extra damage. But if you want to get an op in the next round, actually, never mind. No, you don't necessarily need it. He's going to peek back in. Head spotted. Okay, ZQK. Probably letting him get further than he should have been allowed.
Oh my god, I thought you had that one dead to rights right there, Delboni. Pretty solid 4K. He was probably the only good-looking player in that last map, right? So he continues to form here into map number 2. It's looking very good as well for them. They're continuing their hot streak.
Yeah, 7-2 is... I'd definitely call it a hot streak. I think I'm with you there. But hopefully, if you're a B4 fan, they can put an end to it, because with the op, something's going to have to change, and they almost find an opening pick. ZQK not only getting tagged, but giving info on where the bomb is, at least in the early round. And this could allow B4 to take some space, but I'm not surprised, man. They don't do anything. They're just jiggling catwalk, and right now they leave long to the entire duty of Reels in. But what a great nade. Denoco and Showtime both eating it.
I do like the proactivity that we're getting. Right? And oh man, are they going to go for a mid play here? Adios maybe getting set up with a flashbang, but the radar in the corner. That hinge smoke, oh, thrown in. That flash does absolutely nothing to Denoco. Easy pickoff. The proactivity gets punished here. Reels in left with 3 players to deal with towards long, lining up, but he only takes a low HP bar down. Another man advantage maintained here. Catwalk play from Tyranny is going to have to come in huge, because in the meantime, they're losing control towards long. Oh my god, he's making noise.
Oh, that's so unfortunate, man. Tarny's going to get caught with his head turned. There's just no way he's expecting this. Yup. 2 on 4, maybe completely negating the fact that somebody was still over on catwalk. But B4 are just calling this off to a save.
I don't understand how he was so unaware right there. It perplexes me. And Suplex left last standing with nothing to do in this round. They even drop one of those guns here. They're going to hunt for the other. Why not? They're hitting everything. Corinthians on an absolute run of things here in Dust2.
It's kind of sad to see, too, from B4, who once was sat so far in the driver's seat in the series. Just kind of give it all up.
They're getting a taste of their own medicine, right? That's exactly what it looks like. Corinthians are dominating on this T side, even more so, actually. At least potential to dominate more so than what B4 have put together, but for the most part, it looks like there's just nothing to be said about this defense from B4, man. Nothing really good to say at the moment. Constantly getting caught off guard, constantly getting out positioned, always waiting for re-aggression as Corinthians, and they're really locking down this T side here. And again, this was kind of what we talked about being a necessity.
I don't know if I like this force buy coming up from W1, though. I mean, as much as a force buy as it is, it's an MP9 in armor. But I'm just starting to lose faith in B4 by the minute. Like, this is a role reversal of what we saw on map 1, and if this continues to go the way it is, like, I can't imagine Corinthians don't end up taking this series. B4 just look lost on this map.
Yeah. No doubt about it. Shot being thrown out towards long. And maybe we can chalk it up to some very strong play coming through from Corinthians, because they're definitely looking good on the aim department. Another opening pick. Reelson tries to stick his neck out here. Hard clear, but be a AK retrieved. Top shot through the blue bin, though. They're going to walk into 2 players on the catwalk here, but they're going to deal with them pretty easily. Suplex only has USP, and that's 9 now.
W1's still going to go hunting, though. This isn't a weapon that you're going to consider saving coming into the next round. Or at least you shouldn't. Like, I mean, there is no reason to save this. Like, you're going into a full buy, and you know their money's already so stacked up that it doesn't really matter if you give them this kill.
Yeah, I don't know what holding on to this would really offer up. Exits, maybe? Full on save here for W1. On an MP9, you're definitely going to be dropping this in the next one. But I don't even know if, like, at this point, you can hurt the economy of Corinthians. I mean, sure, you theoretically could. But the issue is they're not winning gun rounds or anything, so money's never really a factor in their mind.
Oh, at least he does walk away with 1, but he won't be keeping anything into the next round. Kind of just wasting the time of the Corinthians, and you could tell they're not happy with it. 9-2, though, in this half is not going the way they would have hoped.
No timeouts. Maybe no adjustments. I don't know. Not even too much minding some of the attempts that they have on this CT side. But nothing's working at the moment, so... I don't know. They gotta buckle down. They gotta figure out a solution here, and it doesn't look like it's gonna come in time, at least. Again, there has been sparse success. A pistol round win in a singular gun round in flawless fashion, mind you. But that's all they've had.
And they've got these guns back out, but it's literally just rinse and repeat. Like, you look at this defense, and this is just about the exact same setups they've been showing for the majority of this game. Like, Corinthians up catwalk have been uncontestable.
Yeah, the executes have been looking pretty good. A couple of these cat executes have been helmed by Denoco, though, so we'll see if he can come through with the same fire entry work. Very isolated, though. Suplex could make a statement from Carr. So now I'm starting to kind of like this position that B4 are in, right? They got a decent little setup here. Something more ideal than what you've been able to bring in the past. We'll see if the defense is up to it. Utility's starting to be bombarded in now, and there's a lot of it that they can throw out.
An opener from Suplex, though, and as they actually come up catwalk now, they've given a little bit of leeway to this op to try to find a couple of picks. Now, distracted on the crossfire, Goose player can't get anything done, and we're back to 4-on-4. With catwalk control, too, to back up and try to play this post plant, man. B4 have run out of utility, and it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to get back into mid either. Zhao, he has to play his life.
He stays alive, and he gets that smoke down towards mid, so catwalk isn't an avenue that they can take. Everyone's attention drawn in towards long and CT spawn. Nice angle from Showtime. You'd love to see that. Deleting one of those players on the inbound. ZQK gotta find another, and while the answers are there, there's something to be said about this, but they're starting to lose numbers here. Suplex getting chased down already far out of time. Holding on to that opposite luxury. Will get around the corner. Safe and sound. But double digits hit from Corinthians, and they make it look so clean. What? They held on tooth and nail for an MP9. But when they have an op in their hand, they peek around the corner. What?
Hey, man. I don't know. I think even B4 understand that this one's a lost cause at this point. Like, you're going against an eco. I think they're just going to have fun with this. Like, you don't bring a Mag 7 out on a round like this unless you're having some fun. Which is probably the only thing you can be left to do at this point if you're B4. Understanding the map is probably coming to a close here shortly. You just want to keep spirits up going into that third.
Yeah, that's a decent little point. I like what you're saying there, right? You got the Mag 7 in play. Your dag down, though, very low, and like you had said, even man advantages, you know, the cat setup that they had, you know, the player towards Carr, the player towards Goose, that should be working out for a round, especially when you open up proceedings, but this round's done, over with, and not much can be said about it. I have to agree with you. I think it's a sign that maybe B4 know that this one just isn't going to go their way. They gotta chalk it up to a third map here, I think, is what they're thinking to themselves.
I don't even know what the game plan is here, though, right? Like, with these Deagles sitting back in top mid, like, you'd think they would try to find some extra exits, put themselves in spots to actually retain these weapons, but they're just playing against a group mentality of the Corinthians. Like, what do you expect to go your way here? Or maybe this. Okay, Matios. I guess now it's time to bring out the Deagle accuracy. 3 kills, 2. That ain't all that shabby. You've been looking for the 4th. Are you gonna give it up? Nah, Zhao says hell no. 11-2, bro. This is bad.
Next round's the last of the half as well, so you didn't really have to hunt for those Deagles, but why not, man? There's nothing you have to lose at this point. Maybe P4 have something to gain, but it does feel like this one's just over. Nothing to be said about B4 on this defense can really be said confidently, right? Nothing consistent. Success has been limited. Flash is good. Defaulting great from Corinthians. And the execute factors, you know, the icing on the cake for this team. There you go. ZQK just easy pick towards Catwalk. All he has to do is scope in, hold an angle. Suplex does take one back at the very least. Gets out of dodge. It's an answer and equalizer, but long road ahead.
Bit of Catwalk, though. Even burning in the Molotov a little bit here. 82 on Del Boni, but that's not the main concern. The main concern is that you just lost Reels in it long. And Suplex is now going to have to work and operate like a turret here if he wants to pull this round back. But 3 kills, but is it going to be enough? He's bought all this extra presence or at least space back for B4. But they still have a little more work to try to accomplish. Coming in from the retake up Catwalk, if you don't take care of Dinoco, then it's still just back to square one.
She's in a very bad position though right now. But player, oh, I think he saw the barrel there. Oh, what? Are you kidding me? Surely he doesn't get 2 kills. Yeah, that's just a sign of what this game looks like. Dinoco pulling that one back. I mean, he had to have seen the barrel right there. It had to have been called over that Dinoco was there, right? But
oh, surely.
Not a chance in this world you're gonna get that across him, dude. He's playing so insane right now. 109 ADR, 15 and 11. Disgusting with the headshots right there, and B4, they stand no chance.
Oh no, man. Got on the cross, dude. Corinthians. They are going to put an absolute new haste to their step here, even sprinting out long. Dude, look at this, bro. They're having a good ass time with this. They got the autos out. They're sprinting, spamming with full running. And they're still somehow pulling this round across the finish. Here comes that auto, too. Peppering in bullets through car. Oh, Del Boni. Does he find one?
It. Ah!
Oh, he's got it. 1v2. W1 with the XM10. Is he spotted lower?
Yeah,
I think he was. And you do not want to mess with that shotgun, bro.
Ooh.
Especially at close range. He's going through this, though. No respect to it. 13-2. B4 gets swept aside on the T side of Dust2.
I love that. What a fun way to close. Not so much for B4, I will say, but at least for Corinthians, man, having fun with this and winning the round. Auto sniper in play, just peppering in some spam. Looked a bit scary at the end of the day, but the key is they close the round out. That's what all that matters. 13-2 scoreline. Pistol necessary here, but I mean, even if Corinthians pull through like the same CT half that they did versus Arctic, that's not enough for B4 to pull this game back.
No, it is not. Look at this. The aggression still comes through from the Corinthians. Oh, there's 4 players in tunnels right now, and this is a 5-man push. Crunching in, the USPs look to take their mark on the server. CK Zhao and ZQK, the 2 very confusing names, but show no confusion when it comes to whether they're skillful in the pistol or not. Even jumping out of the tunnels to try to get this one over with fairly quickly. The frags come through in middle on the trade, but reels in. I think he even understands this pistol's already forfeit, chalked up to the scoreboard. Even looking for the 4th. Zhao's going to find it, and the Corinthians are moving up to 14.
This one's gonna be over quickly. 14-2, 15-2. I mean, at least with the 4 spies here, seems a bit likely. No bomb plant, right? So you're not bringing any teeth to this purchase other than a couple of deals and armor to be upgraded upon. Sure, that's nice, right? She got a little something, but Corinthians, I don't know where they got this, you know, extra life from. I mean, even coming into this, I think they thought they were playing a best of 1. They probably thought they were out, and now with this chance, a second opportunity, they're feeling a whole lot more confident. That's an A1 going down, so maybe a little bit too confident.
I don't know about that one, man. I mean, you still gotta worry about Del Boni on the straight. Oh my god,
Jesus.
dude. He just swung straight into 4 players barreling of Catwalk. They're going to try to play antsy on this gas setup, though. The smoke comes through, but the kill comes on the trade. Still require a little bit more, and again, it's going to be that overzealousness that gets the better of them. CK Zhao in from CT spawn. W1 jumped up on the elevated angle, wanted to try to close this one out with ease. The 1v3 could be a bit out of the pay grade. Even though you've been looking to be the dominant force this game, there's a lot more work to do, but he jumps up and double dinks one. It's all up to suplex, and the answer isn't there. CK Zhao, as lucky as you want to call it, that is insane from him. The Corinthians get 13 chances to send us to map 3.
There's nothing that can go right. There's nothing that can go right. A 1v3 made look so easy from CK Zhao, man. That is so insane. 15 locked in. And a round that should have never gone their way. This is where you just, I mean, it's almost comical that B4 cannot win a round right now. And all the opportunities, all the advantage that they have had, nothing's been enough to close things out.
I wonder if the Corinthians are still just gonna go W keying up somewhere to get this one over. Yeah, yeah. 2 players up mid, smoking off the molly, and the bomb of suplex is gonna get caught on transition up over towards long. He's gonna need assistance here, and he's gonna need it soon, but he's not gonna get it. Even the flank being brought up through underpass, rather through lower tunnels. But hey, guys, you don't have the bomb. I don't know what you were hoping for, right? But you can't win the round without that. So I think this one's done. I don't know. Call me crazy, but I think this is over.
I don't think crazy at all, but maybe W1 does. Shots being landed from him. They keep on giving him these fights. Okay, but Tadoko, of course, who else but to shut him down? ZQK had sightline of mid all the while. 16-2 for map number 2, guys. We'll be heading into the decider right after this break. We'll see if it's a more competitive one. Make sure you stay tuned.